مشاهدينا صباح الخير، برحب فيكم. أنا جويل من استوديو مريم تي في، برحب بمشاهدينا. بيسعدني بهالمناسبة استضيف سعادة سفير أوروغواي السيد ريكاردو ناريو في استوديو مريم تي في للسفر إلى أوروغواي. Hola.
Buen día, Joel, un gusto estar contigo aquí y bueno, agradecer a Marian TV la oportunidad de poder comunicarme con todo el pueblo libanés.
Muchas gracias, Su Excelencia, Embajador de Uruguay in Lebanon, Mr. Ricardo Nario. Thank you for being with us today in Mariam TV Plateau. Definitely, we're gonna see Uruguay in a virtual trip. It's a very bonita país. It's a very beautiful country. And then Uruguay, the capital Montevideo, it's in the southern part of America. You will tell us more about this estupenda país.
Yes.
Muchas gracias.
My pleasure.
To start with, we're going to see the geographical map of the country, the bordering countries, países que están alrededor del país, de Uruguay, on the map of the monitor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, you can see Uruguay is in the south of South America, the south corner of South America. Our neighbors are Brazil and Argentina. Somebody has the confusion that Uruguay neighbor 2 is Paraguay, and Paraguay is so far away from Uruguay, 1.5 hours by plane. It's to the north.
Okay.
Paraguay, the border is with Argentina and Brazil, not with Uruguay. And to the south, the Atlantic Ocean is the three borders that Uruguay. And we are the frontier with Argentina. We have the Uruguayan River, that is a long river that starts in Brazil and continue until the River Plate in Uruguay. They joined the River Plate Uruguay in Uruguay.
This is amazing. And the country's population, demographic mass.
Yeah, we have 3.6 million inhabitants.
Okay.
And Uruguay have 170,000 square kilometers. And more or less 17, 18 times Lebanon.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
And if you're going to see the flag of the country, Your Excellency, Mr. Ricardo Nario, we can notice that the flag has nine strips. The color is white and blue.
Yeah.
And white for sure represents peace.
Yeah.
Blue, the color of the sky. And you have this lovely spot, sun. We're going to see on the monitor. You will tell us more.
Yeah. The 9 strip is because when Uruguay became a sovereign country. At that moment, we have 9 states that we call in Spanish departamentos.
Okay.
Okay.
As we see on the monitor now.
And the blue is you mentioned correct. It means the sky, but in Uruguay the sky is a little bit different than here. The color of the sky is not light blue; it's more intensive. Wow. Like the color of the flag, you know.
That's why we can watch a lot of stars by night.
Yeah, by night is absolutely amazing.
El mejor país.
No, I never say
no,
el
not
mejor.
El mejor país.
One of the best.
One of the best, okay.
Yeah.
And the son of May, as we see, this is the son of May. May the revolution?
In 1811, in May 1811, 18 of May, and was the battle between Spanish and we can call Uruguayan forces, no, the revolution forces, and was the first big battle, and of course the revolution won against Spain, and the revolution in the region we call now Uruguay start, and we reach our independence in 1825.
1512, the Portuguese were the first people to be in the region.
Yeah.
And after 1512, 1516, let's say, the Brazilian. What can you tell
the Spanish
us?
first in 1514, and after that Brazilian, because in that time, you know, in Europe you have in South America 2 emperors, the Spanish and Portuguese, and they fight each other for
2 empires
to conquer so many territory in South America, and finally they reach an agreement between them, that is Tordesillas Agreement. Then they divided the continent between Brazil and the rest of the country Brazil for Portugal, and the rest of the country for Spain.
So we can say that Uruguay became a contention
Yeah, always.
between
in that time,
Portuguese and Spain.
Yeah, and after between Brazil and Argentina, and after our independence, you know, and the British in the middle,
yes,
selling cheap merchandises to our region.
And we can say that Montevideo, the capital, the largest city of the country, was established by the Spanish people.
Yes. Because
what can you tell us more about this period of time, historically speaking, and all the consequences resulting therein?
You have the Virreinato of the Rio La Plata.
18th century.
Yeah, and the capital was in Buenos Aires, and the Spanish founded Montevideo, as the second one, and always was between Montevideo and Buenos Aires exists a rivalry between two ports until now, you know.
Yes.
Which is most important, which is more efficient, and at this moment we don't have a war, of course not, but
definitely.
But the rivalry between the two ports is very important economically, you know, and at that moment, as I mentioned before, the British arrive in the region because they are very efficient to selling cheaper merchandise at that moment and compete with the Spanish and help the revolution and that time to fight against the Spanish emperor.
25 August 1825.
Declaratory independence of Uruguay.
Exactly.
And
how was this independence?
Not only we were independent from Brazil, our declaration includes all the countries, you know. Uruguay at that moment became a sovereign country, and we start our life as Uruguayans, you know.
And today we can
194 years ago.
Yes, exactly. Today we can say about the structure of the country, it's a unitary parliamentary country, and with a constitution for sure.
Well, as I mentioned before, I said that the flag has 9 strips.
9.
Because at that moment we have 9 states that we call departamentos in Spanish.
Sí.
But today we have 19 departments.
Okay.
19 states.
Y cada departamento is free from the other one, and does it have its own constitution and parliamentary structure?
We are
or voting structure?
We are a unitary republic.
Okay.
But we call the governor of each state or departamento. They have some possibility to manage the interior of the department. But the law is applying in all the country, you know.
Chambers of senators.
We have we have a bicameral parliament. We have 99 deputies and 31 senators.
Wow, amazing number.
Yes, from my point of view, it's a lot of number, no?
It's a big number.
Yes, a big
for
number.
us.
Yes, a big number, yes, correct.
And if you're gonna talk about the official language of the country, it's Spanish. Spanish language.
Yes.
Seguro.
Spanish, but now
other dialects.
In business, English is very well speak for the businessmen, the business community, and of course we are a member of Mercosur. Mercosur is a process of integration. We start with the free trade agreement, and after that we pass to the custom union.
This is a very important step. We will talk about it later in our episode.
It's an agreement between Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, and Paraguay.
Okay.
And Venezuela entered in that moment, but it's suspended right now because regarding the political problem that Venezuela have right now. And Mercosur starting as a free trade agreement, and after that we create the common external tariff.
Sí.
All the merchandise that arrive to any country in Mercosur has to pay the same tariff.
Uruguayan pesos. The currency.
I beg your pardon?
The currency is Uruguayan pesos.
Uruguayan pesos. $1, 35 pesos at this moment.
Wow. And does it change a lot?
No, not really.
The rate?
No, the rate is almost stable. Of course, change, but no big
No
changes.
fluctuation,
No,
not
no
big,
fluctuation
exactly.
that could affect the economy or the export or imports in the country. No, no.
We will see a short video on the monitor,
Okay.
una película
Una
que está
película
pequeña,
pequeña, sí.
and then we'll get back to the studio.
Okay, good.
Thank you.
El aroma de los vinos uruguayos tiene los rasgos característicos de la vitivinicultura atlántica. Al igual que en Burdeos, Galicia, Porto o Cape Town, la influencia del océano Atlántico y su clima resultan determinantes para la uva.
Podemos encontrar cepajes de origen francés como Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Merlot. Hay también cepajes ibéricos como Tempranillo, Albarino. Bueno, sin duda hablar de Tanat es un número cantado en Uruguay.
La proximidad del mar, el viento peinando la pradera y los veranos de mediodías cálidos y noches frescas pueden adivinarse en el aroma de nuestros vinos.
La ciudad de Montevideo ofrece a los ojos del viajero una variada muestra de estilos arquitectónicos.
Bueno, el primer lugar, sin ninguna duda, es el del Aeropuerto Nacional de Carrasco. Es la puerta de entrada de Montevideo que expresa el Uruguay contemporáneo. En segundo lugar, yo señalaría la iglesia de Atlántida, proyectada por el ingeniero Eladio Dieste. Por la luz, por la calidad, la escala, la resolución del detalle, es una obra realmente imprescindible para su visita. El tercer ejemplo, vamos a señalar un lugar que es un lugar histórico, es la Plaza Matriz y su entorno, el Cabildo de Montevideo, la Catedral Metropolitana, el Centro Cultural de España, librerías como la antigua Pablo Ferrando, edificios que van desde 1800 hasta nuestros días. La Rambla Sur constituye un rasgo urbano absolutamente notable en Montevideo. Es, a mi juicio, el proyecto urbano más destacado de toda la historia de la ciudad. El entorno del puerto del Buceo tiene características naturales excepcionales. El puerto, el Yacht Club del Uruguay, enfrente el edificio Panamericano, finalmente el Liceo Francés y la aduana de Oribe. Yo diría que es un paseo privilegiado de Montevideo e imprescindible en su recorrido.
El mate es una bebida típica de Sudamérica. Es un té preparado con la yerba del mismo nombre que se toma en una calabaza llamada porongo.
El mate ese es compartido, ¿no? Nunca se debe apurar el primer mate para empezar porque la bombilla puede estar muy caliente, el agua muy hervida.
En Uruguay tiene la particularidad de ser tomado a cualquier hora y en cualquier lugar. Tomar mate supone una auténtica liturgia que incluye prepararlo, cebarlo y por supuesto compartirlo, ya que la rueda de mate es la instancia integradora por excelencia en la cultura uruguaya.
Vos le das y toman un trago y ya te lo devuelven. Y hacen la cara fea y te dicen thank you. Y si son franceses te dicen merci beaucoup, ¿no? Y si son alemanes, danke. Y yo le digo que el mate se toma de atrás o se toma despacio.
El sabor del mate es ineludible en Uruguay.
El mercado del puerto es el complejo gastronómico más tradicional del Uruguay. Un edificio de casi 150 años que forma parte del patrimonio cultural alberga una quincena de locales especializados en carnes y vinos. El crepitar de la leña en las parrillas, las voces de los mozos, los cantos de los trovadores y el bullicio de las conversaciones se combinan en una inusual armonía que le da al plato de carne el marco de un sonido típicamente uruguayo.
Your Excellency, Mr. Ricardo Nário, really, Uruguay is natural, really. And this is a land of magical beauty of all the festivities. And the mata, I love this mata, smoking plant, which is very natural and very rich and is one of the main natural resources of the country, as we have seen. What can you tell us about all this fusion and the mixture of main spots of the country?
You know, you see the cattle in the pastures, that is 100% natural beef. That everybody knows Uruguay for the beef. Why Uruguay beef is the best in the world?
Why?
That is very important because first, we have the only country in the world that we have 100% traceability.
Okay.
Traceability means that every cattle cow that born, you put a chip here in the ear.
Wow.
And you control all
you tag him and you control his life.
His life.
Wow.
Until they arrive to the meat processing plant in Montevideo.
Amazing.
And if you sell me cattle from your farm to my farm, immediately the Minister of Agriculture knows that your cattle now is mine. And if something happened with an important disease that could affect the export of Uruguay, immediately the minister will arrive to take measures and so on and so on. That is the first one. The only country, Australia, for example, has traceability, but not 100%.
Okay.
Okay. Uruguay is the only one country in the world that has 100% traceability with the cattle.
Okay.
Okay. Second one, we don't have hormones in the beef. We don't have antibiotics in the meat.
No injection at all?
No.
No hormones injection and no antibiotics intake?
Yeah, that is very important. When I was the ambassador in Switzerland, I saw in the supermarket the meat from Australia, New Zealand, and United States, and behind the meat from Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina, and Brazil, 30% the price less. And say,
why?
Why? Because you provide antibiotics to grow faster the cattle.
Wow.
And I decided,
as we see here on the monitor.
Yeah, I decided and I wrote a project of decree, and I sent to Uruguay, and the president approved. And since that, the beef or the meat
starts skyrocketing.
Pass from here to here.
Wow.
And receives 30% more price than before. That's not only in Switzerland, it was around the world. You know, it was a boom.
Amazing. We're talking about which year almost?
Almost, no, it was in the 1911.
Okay.
1911, 1912, more or less, but in that time, you know, it was a big step for us.
Okay.
And that's why Uruguay has the best beef, and the quality, you can say, is almost, if you taste Uruguay and Argentinian beef, the taste is almost the same. But the sanitary quality, we are one step regarding, because the traceability, and we don't use antibiotic. But it's not the way to compare with nobody else. It's everybody knows around the world.
And how long is it very important for economy export activity?
Yeah, the beef is not the main product that we export right now. Was in the past.
Fish, minerals.
No. We have
energy.
No,
not at all.
We had cellulose. In the 1970s, we started the forestry in Uruguay.
Okay.
No native forests, produced forestry. And in the 2000, I start investment, very important investment in Uruguay from Finland, to produce paste of cellulose. You know, you process the tree, and you have a white paste that after that you export around the world and produce paper and so many products with that. And this is the main product that Uruguay export around the world.
So saving the trees.
Saving the trees. Our law is obligatory for every tree that you cut, you have to plant 3.
Wow. In return, you have to plant 3.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
When you cut here, 1 is ready.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's the way. And the third one is beef, and more or less with the services, because IT in Uruguay is very important too. Information technology, we have a very well educated people, and developed a lot in the last year. Is the sector that has 0% of unemployment, always, with good salaries. If you arrive in any company in Uruguay of IT, everybody's happy.
Wow, amazing.
It's absolutely amazing. It happened to me when I visited one, you know, there's young people working like, look like, you know,
what's about employment?
Silicon Valley, more or less.
What's about employment and unemployment rate in your country?
Right now, this is more or less 6.9%. As every country in Latin America, we have some problem, because, you know, our neighbor right now, Argentina and Brazil, they are not in good economic condition, and it affects us, because Brazil is the third partner, was the first many years, but right now the main partner of Uruguay is China, and the second one is European Union, and third Brazil.
And how is it going globally?
To have an idea, Uruguay export more than 120 countries around the world.
Wow.
And
big number.
Big number, and we are in the process to open our economy. We have the free trade the agreement with the Mercosur. We have
an open gate.
Yeah, we signed a free trade agreement with Chile 2 years ago, and last week we finally,
the EU.
After 20 years, we finally signed an agreement, a free trade agreement with the European Union.
Wow.
That for us.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Really, congratulations.
Because many times I was part of this negotiation, enter and leaving, because 20 years is a lot. I am a part of the Foreign Service of Uruguay for many years. And yes, I participate many times in the negotiations. And last week was a particularly nice day for us.
And how long does it take to put all these things into implementation with the EU?
Well,
especially that you have more than 25 countries.
Yeah, that is always is the same problem, not for us, for every country that negotiates with the European Union, to reach the agreement implemented.
Exactly.
It takes time, you know.
More than 3 years?
It could be, sometimes could be more than. It's depending on every country. If one country say, well, have some issue to discuss with internal, not with us. We signed the agreement.
Yes.
Internally, during and in the European Union, sometimes could take time. Yes, it's true.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Ricardo Nário, Ambassador of Uruguay to Lebanon. A small break, una pausa, and then we'll get back to the studio.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
La sal marina llega a las costas uruguayas traída por el oleaje y por los poderosos vientos que soplan desde el corazón del Océano Atlántico. Por esa razón es que la cercanía del mar puede adivinarse sin necesidad de carteles que lo indiquen. Alcanza con percibir, aún a kilómetros de distancia, el aroma de la sal en el aire.
El rumor de la brisa acariciando los viñedos, el ritmo de las tijeras y el andar de los carros durante la vendimia. El silencio en las bodegas interrumpido por el rodar de los barriles, el descorchar de las botellas, el vino llenando las copas y el chocar de cristales durante el brindis. Los sonidos del vino no pueden dejar de formar parte de un paseo por el Uruguay.
Pocas cosas pueden ser tan imperdonables en la vida como dejar Uruguay sin haber probado el sabor de un auténtico chivito.
Es el sándwich emblemático uruguayo. Si no lo probaste, no conoces el país. El jamón, la mozzarella, la panceta, los huevos duros, la lechuga, el tomate están presentes, pero sin la carne de lomo no hay chivito.
En el Uruguay existe una treintena de casinos y salas de juego donde poner a prueba la buena suerte y, por qué no, la capacidad de autocontrol. Se encuentran tanto en Montevideo como en los principales balnearios y centros turísticos del país. Las fichas del casino le dan color a una noche en Uruguay.
Now it's really amazing, and especially the Argentina chef Malman.
Yeah.
He's very famous, and he makes all this fusion of all the cuisines and kitchens to make the best of gastronomy. Especially the gastronomy of Uruguay. It's a mixture of, don't you agree with me, European countries fusion, and especially Mediterranean,
Sure,
Your Excellency.
sure,
Do you
sure.
agree?
Regarding Malman, it's important to make why Malman in Uruguay. We receive the most important tourism in summer came from Argentina every year. And
To eat asado and chivito.
to enjoy the beaches, of course, the summer, and enjoy asados and chivito. They have asado in their country too. But not only Argentina, Brazilian, around the world, people from the United States, from
It's
Europe.
amazing beach. I can
And
see on the monitor.
they invade Punta del Este, that is our main resort. In
It's
some,
very famous, Punta del
It's
Este.
famous, and you know, it's beautiful, beautiful beaches. You have you can surf, and you can go to a very quiet water like Playa Mansa, they call it, you know, and you have many opportunities. Why Malman in Uruguay? Because he arrived in Uruguay and he started loving Uruguay, and there is a small city in Uruguay that we call Ituzaingó, that there is a winery in that place that that the owner is Argentinian too, Bulgeroni.
He feels home at least.
He feels home, and
Exactly.
he's starting to enjoy our beef and enjoy our wines and enjoy our people.
Actually,
know.
beef grilling is very delicious.
It's very delicious because
Exactly.
it's very simple.
Yes.
The taste of the beef is fantastic. You have to put only salt. That's it.
And the Caruso sauce.
Wow. I'm not a chef, but it's
I've
it's
tasted
an
in
Italian,
Punta del Este here in Lebanon.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's an Italian recipe, and we have in Uruguay most of the people arrive from the ships, from Europe.
Amazing.
From Spain, Italy, France, Russia, Lebanon. Lebanon is not in Europe, it's in Middle East, Armenian.
So it's a must
Hungarian,
touristic destination.
Yes.
Wow.
When
Look at the beaches here.
Yeah. When the people have problem in Europe or in Middle East, they arrive in Uruguay.
Amazing.
When the famine in Switzerland, they arrive thousands of people from Switzerland. You have in Uruguay, we have a small city that we call Nueva Helvecia. If you arrive there not directly from Montevideo, by helicopter, you believe that you are in Switzerland, not in Uruguay.
Internal flight.
Yeah.
What can you tell us about the weather, Your Excellency?
Well, we are a subtropical country. Uruguay is not tropical. We have winter. We don't have snow. Uruguay is a flat country.
It's a flat country.
The
That's why you don't have snow.
Hill is almost 500 meters, and no snow, but winter is winter.
But stellar visibility is a high or a skyrocketing activity.
Yeah.
Even
absolutely.
if you don't have mountains.
Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely. But I always explain that we don't have snow, but the winter is winter. Because in winter,
It's a cold winter.
Uruguay is windy.
Okay.
We receive the wind from the Pampas, Argentina, from the south. That is a cold winter that clean the sky. That's Uruguay don't have pollution, but always the sky are clean. And
it's a dry winter. It's a dry winter.
And in winter the humidity is high, and you feel the cold. Right now in Uruguay is winter.
For how many months winter season, approximately?
Theoretically, between June 21st to September 21st.
The reverse system from Lebanon.
Yeah, we are in different hemisphere.
Exactly.
And but in Uruguay you have in the season of winter season you have day of summer that the temperature reach 20-something degrees.
We can see the sun of May that shows on your flag.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And if you're gonna talk about this energy renewal, that is the main pillar of economy, moving from gastronomy to energy, main pillar of economy experts and so on. What can you tell us, Your Excellency?
Yeah, I will start with big figures. 98.2 right now, this year, Uruguay has renewable energy, believe it or not. Before, we are in the same situation that Lebanon is now. We import. We don't produce petroleum. We have to import, and we produce energy with two sources: petroleum, thermoelectric, to transform petroleum in electricity,
and turbines.
Burning, burning, and we have 3 dams in Uruguay. Two in the Black River, this is the middle of the country, and one in the border with Argentina. Is a dam that is binational. Is we produce energy is for Argentina, for Uruguay, half and half, and we are interconnect. Sometimes when somebody needs more, you export or import energy from Argentina. And in the past, we import energy, gas from Argentina, and we are interconnected with Brazil and electricity for Brazil. But
which makes a booming to the country.
We decided to change the matrix because one winter our neighbor need more energy, and it was impossible to sell us in winter, and the winter for us was terrible.
Okay.
And the Uruguay decided, well, we have to change the matrix, and we have to independent in energy, and that's why now we have 98.2 renewable energy.
Changing the platforms, we can say that.
Totally.
Okay.
Our sources today are the energy that they produce 3 dams that we have, wind power, the windmill.
Windmill.
Yeah, that is the second source. Biomass is all the forestry, the part of the forestry that is when you produce the pulp to export.
So less polluted energy or less polluted environment, we can say.
Yeah, we produce energy with that. And
number 4?
Solar energy.
Okay.
We have winter, and in winter the production is going down, but during spring and summer is again.
Exactly.
And that's it. And we pass to be importer of energy to export energy to Brazil and Argentina.
Wow.
And the main things that it is very important that the cost of energy is reducing every year. For example, when we start producing renewable energy with the windmills and the photovoltaic energy, today is 30% cheaper than when we start.
Exactly.
And for
because
example,
it's happening every year.
Yeah. In 2017, we export more or less $700 million to energy to Brazil and Argentina. And in the first 3 months of this year, we duplicate the export that we exported in 2017.
So we can say that the economy wheel is skyrocketing.
Well, the economy is is doing very well. It's doing very well. We have a GDP of almost $59 billion, and and GDP per capita is about 17,000. We are in good condition. We are not the paradise, of course. All the countries have problems, and but they are in good shape in the region. And the only problem that we are, every point of the GDP that Brazil grow is millions in the region, and Brazil is starting in better situation, but it's not good because the GDP of Brazil, we are waiting that it grow up this year 1%. It's nothing. And we, for example, in Uruguay, in the last 10 years, we have an average of 4.5% of increase in the GDP every year.
Big time scale.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. The problem is the region, that if the region is good, we are better, Yes. But Uruguay is a global trader. That is the difference. When we had a big problem in the economy in 2002 with Argentina problems and Brazilian problem, almost our export to Argentina disappeared. The private sector start looking for the new markets around the world, and they
However,
do it very
can we
well.
say, Your Excellency, that Uruguay today is an open gate for economy?
Yeah. For example, in the past,
worldwide speaking.
Yeah, I know. In the past, the main partner of Uruguay in trade was Brazil, first, for many years. Now it's China. We export 3 times more to China than to Brazil.
Okay.
The second partner is European Union. The third partner is Brazil. The fourth is United States. And the fifth is Argentina, with only 5% of our export.
Yes, I can see.
Argentina, in the past, we export 20. And today it's 5%, But Uruguay become a global
dramatically
trader.
Different.
And
Exactly.
that's important. That's why I'm working here to negotiate too. Well, we are negotiating at this moment a free trade agreement with Lebanon, Mercosur, Lebanon.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I am very optimistic that at the end of this year we can reach an agreement with Lebanon. Will be very good for both sides.
And you already reached another agreement for beef, as you told us?
No, I opened this market.
Okay.
I am here only 5 months, and I can say proud of that. In 3 months I reached an agreement, and we opened the market for the Uruguayan meat, bovine or vine, with bone or without bone. Okay. We are the only country.
What's the difference?
No, that's important. The only country in South America that could export meat with bone to Lebanon. We are the only one. For the condition that I explained before, traceability, and check the health of our cattle.
And how much will it work positively?
Until now,
In
well,
bilateral relationships, I mean,
you know,
between the two countries.
the government, in my case, we reach an agreement, and the ball is in the private sector. It's not the problem of the government right now, and the sector has the market open. Well,
Okay.
you have to work it.
Okay.
I received a very good news last week that some companies coming and
To invest.
the export will start soon, for sure.
Let's hope for the best, Your
Yeah.
Excellency.
Yeah.
Now we will see on the monitor some photos of the country, and you will guide us.
Yeah.
Thank you. What can we see here?
This is
Un palacio?
no. This is a one square in Uruguay. It's in the main.
A square, yes.
Yes, the main street in Uruguay that we call 18 de Julio.
Okay.
The same street.
This is-
another view. This is the new airport.
Wow.
Like a, you know, a ovni, more or less.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And this is the facade of...
it's a building that's it. Uruguay is
Not the parliament.
No, it's not the
Yes.
parliament. This is Art Deco, you know.
Okay.
Okay. This is
The
close,
beautiful nature.
Yeah, beautiful nature close to the beach. This is a traditional neighborhood with the
Narrow streets.
historically live the black people that arrived from Africa in the 19th century, 18th and 18th century.
Okay.
Okay. This is the called gauchos that the
quiere
cattlemen
decir?
that they have care of cattlemen. But this is, we can say, this is people enjoying the
And people are always happy. They have
no, I mean
this joy and happiness.
the
of living.
cattleman today is a people that are having motorcycle and drive a drone to check the cattle. No,
Wow.
this is in the past, you know. Not this in the past. It's just enjoying back horse riding, you know.
Okay.
This is the same, you know, to show the Uruguay is not only
The clean
the
sky,
cities.
the pure sky.
I mentioned it's blue, you know.
Exactly.
It's
I've
not
seen
the
it.
light
Yes,
blue.
exactly.
Yeah, you saw there,
Wow, amazing.
you know. That is producing of soybean or wheat or rice. Uruguay is the 7th producer in the world of rice.
Okay.
Believe it or not, it's a small country, you know.
Amazing.
This is candombe. It's a rhythm that they play in carnival.
The carnival festivities are
Yes.
the longest of their kind.
This is candombe. That
during the year.
is black people that bring the sound from Africa.
It's not the murga.
No, not the murga, not the murga. That is a sound that takate, 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 very, very special sound. This is the Palacio Salvo. Is a emblematic building in Uruguay. It's across the Plaza Independencia, and where is the house of the government.
Okay.
This is Punta del Este, Casa Pueblo. It's
Punta del Este is very beautiful.
very nice. This is very
Really,
nice.
really.
Yeah. This is the this is the parliament inside.
Not Estadio Centenario.
No, not the Estadio Centenario. No. Well, the football is a big issue.
I know, that's why
This
I
is the
asked you.
cathedral of Montevideo.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. This is
And-
beer, a new beer, because we have this new producer of beer in Uruguay. Not the big companies not have artisanal beer. This is Colonia de Sacramento, the first city that the Portuguese founded in when they arrived in the 16th century.
And what's about all the other major cities that are main touristic spots in your country? Can you tell us more?
Well, the main city is Montevideo, of course, but we have two main cities. That is
Pan de
Salto.
Azúcar, por ejemplo.
It's not the main. We have
One of the
two more
best?
important.
Okay.
That one is Salto, another is Paysandú. It's in the southwest of Uruguay,
Okay.
and with big population, and particularly Paysandú, they have many industries in there. And Salto is a concentration of the agriculture sector, many. The producing of orange that we export around the world too. Uruguay is very famous exporting orange and citrus, not only orange.
Okay.
And Salto is very strong in that sector. And
What's about Colonia del Sacramento?
well, we show a
already
little bit a
seen,
picture
yes.
over there. It's
Tell
a
us more
tourist
about it,
city. It's the oldest one in Uruguay. And
it's a UNESCO World Heritage?
It's across the river in front of Colonia Sacramento. Is Buenos Aires, the capital of Argentina.
Sí.
It's more or less half an hour if you take these boats, rapid boats to cross the river. And there is many investment from Argentina because they like the city and they came to the weekend to spend quite nights and days in Colonia Sacramento.
And it's a World Heritage by UNESCO.
Yeah, sure. And
It's
you have a beautiful 5-star hotel over there and beautiful neighborhoods and of course the old city that we already saw in one picture.
Talking about Uruguay, how long does it take from Beirut? Of course, it's not a direct flight for sure. Where is the first stop?
You have 12 hours from Montevideo to Madrid or to Amsterdam. And after that, you have more or less 4 hours.
So we can say Beirut, Madrid, or Beirut, Amsterdam, then 12 hours.
Or Paris, no?
Or Paris, direct flight to Montevideo.
And then
it's a long trip.
It's a long trip, yeah. We are so far away.
But it's worth it.
But the heart is so close between.
Exactly.
We have 100,000
Lebanese
community in Uruguay.
Wow.
We had a former vice president, Abdallah. My godfather was Karam.
Wow.
Yeah. And
so you have the Lebanese roots.
Of course, I learned to eat Lebanese food when I was a little child, kebbe.
Wow. Do you like the Lebanese food?
Who knows? Who doesn't like it? It doesn't exist, It's beautiful. It's
I
nice.
like it, más or menos.
No. Fantastic. Sí. Because it's healthy, it's perfect for this weather.
Definitely.
I like it, absolutely.
Your Excellency, Mr. Ricardo Nário, we're going to see a short video, go out for a break, una pausa, and then get back to the studio.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
La costa atlántica uruguaya es un rosario de balnearios originados en su mayoría en pequeños poblados de pescadores artesanales.
Bueno, la idea era conseguir un pescado fresco de la zona, entonces nos acercamos a las barcas que estaban llegando. Vimos que tenían una clase de tiburón, más o menos 1,5 metros, un marraco, lo elegimos. Aparte de eso, elegimos 2 cosas más para prepararlo, unas verduritas por un lado y unos camarones de la zona. Y la idea fue un poco prender un buen fuego, unas brasas, cocinar el pescado en postas, sellarlo de los 2 lados y bueno, por otro lado salteamos las verduritas y grillamos los camarones y eso fue un poco el preparado bien sencillo del plato del día de hoy. Espero que les guste.
El sabor de la pesca fresca del día es el elegido para iniciar este recorrido por el Uruguay. Desde fruta fresca a discos de pasta, desde quesos artesanales a vestimenta, desde libros de segunda mano a porcelana checa. Todo puede encontrarse en las ferias de Montevideo. Allí, comprar es anecdótico y el objetivo final es simplemente curiosear, respirando el aroma de los inciensos que nunca faltan en las ferias uruguayas.
Hoy en día, los cocineros de todo el mundo buscan ingredientes nobles para sus platos, privilegiando alimentos que guarden una rica historia de vínculos con la tierra.
Las carnes uruguayas se funden en nuestras parrillas con gran calidad. Si yo tuviera que hacer soñar a un extranjero sobre lo que es la carne uruguaya, lo haría cerrar los ojos y pensar en las pampas, en nuestros pastizales, en esos novillos que pasen alegremente y cuando llueve se esconden. Esa vida de aire libre es la que le da la calidad, el gusto y esa consistencia maravillosa que tiene la carne a la hora de cortar y de comer.
La textura de la carne de ganado alimentado en praderas naturales solo puede encontrarse en Uruguay. El Día Nacional de la Vendimia se festeja desde 1888 para honrar el trabajo de los viticultores y vinicultores del Uruguay.
El país en los últimos 15 o 20 años ha hecho todo un gran esfuerzo de reconversión de la vitivinicultura para mejorar la calidad de sus vinos. El proceso es totalmente artesanal, se hace en forma manual.
Al cosechar los frutos de un año de trabajo en la viña, se materializa el esplendor de la naturaleza y se celebra la grandiosidad del nacimiento de un nuevo vino. Los colores de la vendimia nos dicen que estamos a fines de marzo en el Uruguay.
Cada día más ciudades del mundo compiten por ser la metrópolis más grande, frenética y densamente habitada. Si la competencia, por todo lo contrario, existiera, seguramente sería ganada por alguno de los pueblos del interior del Uruguay. Pueblos donde la vida transcurre en cámara lenta y el silencio a la hora de la siesta es tan grande que se podría sostener una conversación a una cuadra de distancia.
بالعودة إليكم مشاهدينا من استوديو مريم تي في وبرنامج سفرة مع سفير مع سعادة سفير أوروغواي في لبنان السيد ريكاردو ناريو. Volvemos al estudio, Su Excelencia.
Muchas gracias.
Really, muchas gracias para usted. This is a great honor and pleasure for us, for Mariam TV, to host you today and have this virtual trip to Uruguay. If you want to talk, Your Excellency, about the renewal project, renewal of energy project that is in Lebanon. What can you tell us, please?
As I mentioned before, you know that Uruguay has 98.2% of the renewable energy right now, and we become to be importer to become exporter of energy to our neighbors. And I present a project here to the government regarding that Lebanon has, as you know, more than 300 days per year of sun.
Exactly.
And
we are lucky.
You are very lucky. you have wind in the mountains, and here too.
For the windmills.
Yeah, for the windmills. And regarding this figure, and the only two sources of energy, and you have some project to produce energy taking the water, like creating a dams. We are constructing dams at this moment.
You have already started?
Yes, and we can solve we can solve this problem in
of
months.
Pollution, let's say.
In months, you know.
Exactly.
In months. When we invest in our sector $7 billion. At this moment, because when we invest in windmills and photovoltaic panels, solar panels, the only producer in the world was Germany and United States. But now we have China.
Okay.
You know, and the price is going down, and this is the
why,
investment.
Your Excellency, why is the price going down?
Because China produce like you produce, you know, I don't know, a pencil. Thousands of panel.
A volume
second.
order.
Yeah, and the price around the world become cheaper, of course.
Definitely.
If you have two producers, and now you have one huge producer,
automatically
the price is going down. The project with us is Uruguay is not selling nothing. We are offering our services. An amount of engineer to explain what not to do during the implementation of the project. All the mistakes that we have, we know.
So we can say that you have a pool of experts, engineers, to establish such project.
We can bring to teach and solve the problem and work with the engineer, because you have very good engineers too. But we have the expertise that we do it. We already did it in the last 10 years, you know.
A Uruguayan manpower? Yeah. Only from Uruguay?
Yeah, only from Uruguay. Yeah, exactly. And that is the main idea. Everybody understand. I talk with all the government and everything, and we are waiting. But the main idea is we can do it, and it's very easy to do it. And you solve the problem, you solve the blackouts, and you eliminate the generators, and it's clean, it's good for the environment.
Clean environment, to say the least.
Yeah, you clean the city and the country.
We clean our health.
Yeah.
By end of the day.
That is the main target. And the cooperation between two countries from the third world is totally different between cooperate the third country with a big power, you know. A cooperation with Uruguay is nothing behind. You know what that means. Nothing behind. That's only cooperation. That's it. Very easy. And we proved that we know regarding this issue in particular.
Solamente una cooperación.
Solamente una cooperación. Solamente una cooperación puede resolver el problema de ustedes.
Sí, sí. Y sí vamos a decir, if you're going to talk about this platform of cooperation or future cooperation between Lebanon and Uruguay regarding energy renewal project, where are the promises?
Well, the ball is in the...
Do you think it's going to be positive or...?
Absolutely positive.
Absolutely.
Absolutely possible. You know, as I mentioned before, we are talking about a free trade agreement between Lebanon and Mercosur.
Sí.
This cooperation, a free trade agreement between the South American countries and this region, or Lebanon in particular, could be an explosion of trade and cooperation and so on and so on. I am so positive,
and it will help
so
Lebanon
happy,
grow further and further, especially in
yes,
terms of all kinds of cooperation.
And the Minister of External Affairs here are very interested to sign this agreement with Mercosur. We already finished with the European Union, where all our team is working there. We're free to keep some negotiation that we have in course, like Canada and Singapore. But
we are ready and best tailored. To further this cooperation and open this gate between the two countries.
And this cooperation in the energy field is, for my point of view, could be fantastic for Lebanon.
Let's hope for the best, Mr. Ambassador.
I hope so, because I love this country.
Yes, thank you. Moving, Your Excellency, from all these projects, let's hope for the best. We're going to talk about women's rights. You know, Mariam TV always is looking forward to raising dignity of women image around the world. And if we're going to focus on the rights of women in Uruguay, equality standing between men and women. What can you tell us? And are women active in political life, social life, and what can you tell us more, please?
Well, Uruguay is an advanced country in many fields, and in this field is not an exception. Of course, if you talk with a woman, Uruguayan woman, say, "Ah, well, we have something else to adjust." That's correct, but I will mention 2 or 3.
Strong character women.
Oh, where not? 1932, the woman has the right to vote in Uruguay.
1932.
1948, the same rights for the woman and men, the same one.
1948, rights are applying equally between men and women.
Yeah, exactly. 2004, there is a 2000. No, I don't remember exactly the date, but forget the date, but close. Approximately. We have a law in Uruguay that 30% of the candidates to the election
are allowed
has to be women.
Has to be, not are allowed to.
Yeah.
Okay.
From the point of view of women, why not 50?
So women taking part.
Yeah, of course.
In elections and.
We have 13 ministers in Uruguay. 5 they are women.
Amazing.
Okay? Why not 8? Why not 10? Well, I don't know, but.
So we can say she's active.
Very active.
Exactly.
Very active.
Regarding to such
the vice
figures.
president of Uruguay right now is a woman. You know.
Amazing.
And, anyway, if my wife is sitting here, perhaps she has another opinion. But for my point of view, I'm not a machista.
Allow me, between brackets, to send my warm regards from Mariam TV to your wife, please.
No, thank you. But I believe the Uruguay is not the paradise. It's not the best country regarding the right woman, but we are in good position. We are well. I agree that why 30% of the women has to be candidate and not 50 and 50. That's it, or more. Why not? For me, the difference between men and women depends on the intelligence.
Pero claro que es bien.
Of course, it is good. Okay.
Okay.
But sometimes.
Pero.
Sometimes when not for the government employment. Because if you are employed you work for the public sector, you will receive the same salary that I receive. If you are ambassador woman, I am an ambassador man, your salary is the same. But in the private sector, some companies pay less.
For women?
For women, because you know they say that
maternity leave.
Yeah, you know, and you have so many months outside the company.
It's almost everywhere.
I know, but the woman in Uruguay is working for that, you know, permanently. Quite different salary in the private sector. Not in all the companies, some companies, but you know.
And usually balancing home and career, how does it happen? Especially for a female working in Uruguay.
Well, my wife, for example, is ambassador like me.
Wow.
We are the only couple in the foreign service that both are ambassadors.
In which country she's ambassador?
She's in Netherlands. That's why I am here.
Amazing, amazing. You're not too far.
No.
Okay.
That's it. Since the president that changed Uruguay or transformed the Uruguay in modern Uruguay, that was in when they started the 20th century, in 1904 to 1907. The first president, the second between 1914 1917, the second president was José Valle Ordóñez.
Sí.
And he put the education free. Until now, we have primary, secondary, and university free in Uruguay.
For Uruguayan citizen.
Free for Uruguayan citizen, and free for everybody.
But as long as you don't have the
free
citizenship.
For everybody that live in Uruguay.
Okay.
If you are Lebanese, my secretary studied international relations in Uruguay. She married a Uruguayan, and she lived 15 years in Uruguay.
By correspondence, or she's living there?
No, she's living here right now.
Okay, but education is not by correspondence for free. You should live there.
No. You have to be there, and it's for everybody that live in Uruguay, not only Uruguayan.
Okay, and the learning is, as you said, the English is very, or the second language after
the second language for businessmen is, well, for education is English, of course.
English.
Okay.
Okay.
You have English since primary school.
Okay.
Secondary and high, well, university or no, of course.
What are the main field of specializations, Your Excellency?
I beg your pardon?
What are the main field of specializations?
In Uruguay?
Yes, education wise.
Well, right now, it depends, no? It changed with the times.
IT, for instance?
IT today, for sure.
Okay.
Okay? IT, because the sector has 0% of the...
Medicines? Medical
medicine,
sector?
a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Many.
What else?
Well, many kind of engineers. And of course, the agriculture sector is very important. Veterinaries, engineers.
It's important for meat.
Engineers in an agronomy is very important too. It's a very important career. Veterinarian, of course, because we have 12 million cattle.
Amazing.
You know, four cattle per person.
Fantastic number.
Okay, and we have 12 million of ovine.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and well, of course, we need a lot of veterinarian in Uruguay.
It's a big resource.
Huge.
Family members.
Family members.
How many? Children, I mean.
I have 3 children.
Usually, the family is composed of.
I have two daughters.
Not you in person, Your Excellency. In general, in Uruguay.
In Uruguay.
The composition of the family.
Sorry, I didn't understand.
But we start with you. It's not bad.
Okay, I have 3.
Amazing.
But
how old are they?
They're in the 32, and the boy is in the 14.
Wow.
Okay, and normally in Uruguay is 1 or 2 sons, and
not more.
Not more.
Okay.
I am over the average.
Okay.
Like in Europe, you know, the people have 1 son or 2 because
people are busy.
The people are busy. Both father and mother both work.
Exactly.
Many hours a day, and outside the home, it's not easy, you know.
It's not easy to balance home and career at the same time.
Yes, and the education is free, but if you have to make a PhD outside and so on, costs money. You know,
exactly.
Many.
Your Excellency, we're gonna see some photos about main touristic spots again, just to know more about your fantastic country on the monitor.
Fantastic is your adjective.
The dancing here, the tango, can we say?
Well, no, I don't think so. It's for me, I don't know, but look like a traditional
dance.
Dance, yes.
Okay.
Could be.
Moving to the other photo again.
There's olives, like here. We produce olive in Uruguay.
A big producer of olive?
Yeah. We started not so many years ago. We started 10 years ago, and we have big companies that exporting olive oil around the world too.
Wow!
Yeah.
By night we can see.
This is the center of Montevideo, and this is the Palacio Salvo. This is emblematic building that was constructed in 1928. Okay. This is palms in the east coast of Uruguay, and one department of the state that we call Rocha. The Palmares, you know, so many palms in this region. It's beautiful. This is Montevideo and part of the coast of Montevideo.
And as we know
this
that the water...
we call the seaside that we call the Costanera, Rambla Costanera,
and one
in
more
Montevideo.
One more thing, Your Excellency, we know that the water is full of good minerals. It's very good for drinking.
Yes, it's 100% drinkable.
All right, and the facade of a castle or a villa?
Casa, yes,
una casa or una casa.
A big house in Uruguay. I don't know where is it. These are traditional bridges from the 1940s, 1950s It's a
dating back to the
it's a-
50s.
A train bridge, you know. We
And
are-
what's about transportations?
Transportation, this is a fort of Fortaleza Santa Teresa. It's in the
Fortaleza?
east. Yes.
Sí.
It's a fort, the military fort that was used in the 19th century, you know. This is a new bridge between Punta, the east, two parts of the east of the country, you know.
We were talking about transportations.
Transportation where, yeah. Traditionally, we receive as a payment of the Second World War, the first and the second, because we are creditor from European countries in that time, because when the war, Uruguay was so rich, because we sell a lot of food to Europe during the two wars, and the British pay us with the train, because it's a huge, it cover 100% the country. But after that, many years after, when the British leave, in the 70s, we start changing the transportation system to the truck.
Okay.
It was a big mistake from my point of view. And,
Why?
Because the train is cheaper, and you don't destroy
For public transportation.
you don't destroy the highway with the trucks.
Highway flows, exactly.
The trucks, particularly when we start with the forestry, to transport the big piece of tree through the highways.
It's gonna give a lot of traffic
Big
jam.
problem.
Exactly.
Traffic jam and destroy the highway. No, you
Definitely.
permanently you have to repair the highways in Uruguay. It was a big mistake. And now we start again with the train.
Okay, I can see.
Yeah.
Going back to those beautiful sites and photos.
Uruguay is one of the most important place to watch birds.
Why?
For the variety.
Wow, amazing.
Because Uruguay is between Argentina and Brazil, and you know what happened in Europe, that the population of birds from Africa come in summer and
flying
go back
and moving, exactly.
When it happened the same, and so many personalities arrive in Uruguay to watch birds. For example, the Princess of Japan. She loved birds and going to Uruguay to watch birds in Uruguay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What's about Solis Theater?
Solis Theater was emblematic site of Uruguay, of the culture of Uruguay, because was constructed at the end of 19th century, the principle of 20th century, and was the main important site to listen music, classical music of go to the opera in Uruguay.
Talking about the music.
Yeah.
How long does it give this identity of the country?
Well, we have the popular music that I mentioned before, this candombe. There's a music that came from Africa with the black population, and it's very well known, and everybody likes the rhythm because it's so exciting, you know.
It vibes.
Vibes and to dance. And the tango that we share with Argentina, because in both sides we have very important singers and composers. José Mato Rodríguez is the Uruguayan composer of La Comparsita. This is the second national anthem of Uruguay and the national anthem of tango around the world. And this is the popular, I say. The tango is a combination of our own rhythms plus European rhythms plus African rhythms. It's a combination.
Playing the strings of all rhythms.
Yeah.
Your Excellency, Mr. Ricardo Nário, I want to thank you, highly thank you for your presence again with us until other interviews with you, with your honorable person in Mariam TV Plateau. Thank you for being with us. Any message that you would like to say to the audience before we sum up and close up?
First of all, I want to say that thank you so much for inviting me. It was a pleasure to have me here with you, Joel, and Mariam TV, and the opportunity to let the Lebanese people know a little bit more about Uruguay this country that is so far away. And I want to reach the three target that when I arrived here, that was to sell beef here. That is done. Is in the hands of the private sector now to do business or not. The second one is the renewable energy, the project of renewable energy. And the third one that is important not only for Uruguay, for Mercosur and for Lebanon, that is to reach the free trade agreement that your Minister of External Affairs told me that he's supporting it 100%, and for the side of Uruguay we support, if it's possible, more than 100%, but we support strong. And I have the quality that I was before I arrived here. I was the Director General for International Economic Affairs. I was the Chief Negotiator of Uruguay. I negotiate with Mercosur bilateral.
You have the perfect, allow me to say, you have the perfect economist mind.
Yeah,
really.
That is true, because I always work in, particularly in that field, and I feel very comfortable working here, and I am sure that I can contribute to reach this agreement in a short time. We hope to reach this agreement at the end of this year.
Hopefully.
Hopefully we can do it. But it's not depend only on me, because we are 4 countries and I represent only one.
Hopefully, Mr. Ambassador, Mr. Ricardo Náryo, thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Until other meetings together.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
مشاهدينا، قبل ما نختم لقائنا نحن وياكم بدنا نطلع على فيديو كمان عن أوروغواي وجمال البلد. بودعكم أنا جويل حتى لقاءات أخرى، والله معكم.
Imposible pensar en Uruguay sin asociarlo inmediatamente con el sabor de la carne.
Nuestra carne es muy nutritiva, muy noble, muy sabrosa. El ganado está criado en pasturas muy naturales, tiene poco estrés. Eso hace que la carne sea súper sabrosa. El plato que hice hoy es un ojo de bife grillado con una salsa de frutos rojos y menta y unas 3 texturas de berenjena.
Y la carne uruguaya no se puede dejar de probar porque su sabor es único. El rack de cordero, que es el que voy a preparar hoy, es una carne muy tierna que tiene el costillar y una pequeña capa de grasa que le agrega mucho sabor y que le da una textura muy especial y con mucha personalidad.
El sabor de la carne uruguaya es el elegido para comenzar este paseo por el Uruguay.
Los líquidos tienen un tacto singular, ya que carecen propiamente de superficie. Por eso, cuando hablamos del tacto del vino, hablamos de las sutiles sensaciones que se disparan cuando el vino acaricia nuestra boca y paladar.
Para mí el vino y la cocina tienen que ver con el día, con la compañía, con el sol, con las nubes, si voy a comer debajo de un árbol, en una mesa linda.
Un paseo por el Uruguay no puede obviar esta experiencia sensorial.
Con un territorio pequeño, pero una larga costa sobre el Río de la Plata y el Océano Atlántico, podría decirse que el Uruguay es algo así como un pequeño balcón al mar. El intenso azul del cielo, el verde esmeralda del agua oceánica y el blanco de la espuma, las nubes y las velas en el mar son los colores del verano en el Uruguay.
Cuando el uruguayo siente la necesidad de darle a una conversación un marco que la jerarquice, no duda en invitar a tomar un café. Histórico refugio de intelectuales, artistas y poetas, los cafés y bares montevideanos se han constituido en auténticos templos para el intercambio de opiniones ocioso, profundo y reflexivo. Escuchar el sonido de las conversaciones pausadas y los pocillos de café que se suceden como en un ritual es ineludible al visitar Montevideo.